Yo, what's going on everybody? Sully here, and today I'm going to be ranking the characters in SAO Fractured Daydream from best to worst. In my last video I ranked the characters based on each of their respective classes, but today I'm going to be ignoring that entirely and rank them based on how they compare to the rest of the roster. I was hoping to go much more in depth with this video, but because I practically have a potato for a PC, this one's going to have to be a lot shorter. I do plan on making future videos going much more in depth with each character individually, so stay tuned for those. Except Obon. I already got him to rank 30 to get his passive skill and I had to take a shower afterwards. I am never playing him ever again. Also, do keep in mind I'm only judging these characters based on how they currently stand in the game. Bandai Namco is still updating this game, so this list is subject to change. As always, if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button so I can keep making videos like this one, and subscribe to the channel so you stay updated when new videos drop. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. Kirito does deal really good damage, but I feel like he doesn't really stand out from the rest of the roster in any other way. Playing as him is pretty much the same thing as playing as Mario in Super Smash Bros. He's a solid pick and you can't go wrong with him, but you can do better. Kirito's going into the B tier for me. I know people are going to be shocked by that and insist he belongs in A, and I completely understand why, but I feel like there are other characters in the game that can do the same thing he can, but just better. Next up is Asuna. Asuna is the most fun and the most satisfying character to play as. I also really like her unique skill. It's good for support and it falls perfectly in line with her character. I only wish she were just a little bit faster. She's already pretty fast as she is, but it does bother me how she's known for her speed and in the game she's apparently not the fastest character on the roster. Asuna goes into the S tier. I'm probably being biased because she's my favorite character, but her character actually translates really well into this game. If she sucked in this game like she did in Fatal Bullet, I would just drop it. Even if I am being biased, I don't care.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Next up is Liz. Liz is all around pretty solid, and she weirdly enough has some of the best animations in the game, which makes playing as her feel really satisfying. But I just don't think she has a whole lot to offer that you can't already get from some of the other fighters. Liz is going into B for me. Next up is Klein. Klein is easily one of the best characters in the game. His base stats are already solid and his unique skill makes him an absolute beast. Plus he has one of the best passive skills in the game. Klein is an easy S tier character. Up next is Agiel. Agiel isn't bad. I actually do really like his tornado skill. But he just feels so slow and clunky and it just does not feel good to play as him at all. I am glad they're making him faster in the update, but I doubt that will change much. Agiel is going into the C tier. Next up is Heathcliff. Heathcliff might be a tank, but he does not play like one. There's just so much he can do. He has amazing offense and almost perfect defense. Plus he has some of the best air combos in the game. Heathcliff is an easy S tier character. Up next is Alice. Alice already deals some pretty good base damage, but her unique skill brings her to a whole new level. Not only does it increase her damage, but her advanced skills deal more hits, and the range of her attacks are increased by a pretty ridiculous amount. Alice is a solid A tier character. Up next is Strea. Strea deals really good damage, but her defense is pretty bad. It especially doesn't help that she's slower than most of the other characters. She has really good advanced skills, but if you're looking for a tank, you're much better off going with Heathcliff. Strea is going into the B tier. Next up is Argo. Argo deals surprisingly good damage, and she's pretty fast, but I feel like there are other characters in the game that can do the same thing she can, but just better. Plus, I really don't like her unique skill all that much. I do like how it falls perfectly in line with her character, but outside of specific co-op quests, it really isn't that helpful. Argo is going into the B tier. Up next is Len. Len is probably the easiest character to play as in this game. The only annoying thing about her is her advanced skills can be pretty hard to land sometimes. Len goes into the A tier. Next up is EG. EG is pretty much this game's equivalent of Eddie from Tekken. He has some of the best combos in the game and they're stupid simple to pull off. Plus his unique skill pretty much turns him into Goku. EG is an easy S tier character. Up next is Yuki. Yuki deals some really good damage, but her passive skill and unique skill bring her to a whole new level. They make her an absolute beast. She does have pretty low HP though, so you have to be careful when playing as her when going up against stronger enemies. She's pretty much a gamble. Yuki is an easy A tier character.
Now
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
I've heard worse.
You lie. But in thy mouth.
Come on, then.
What?
Have at you!
You are indeed brave tonight, but the fight is mine.
Oh, and enough, eh?
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left.
Yes, I have.
Look!
Just a flesh wound.
Look, stop that!
Chicken! Chicken! Right, I'll do you for that.
You what?
Come here!
What are you gonna do, bleed on me?
I'm invincible!
You're a loony.
Next is Sinon. Sinon has some pretty good advanced skills, and I do like the fact that you can actually change your weapon, but I'm just not a fan of her playstyle. Sinon goes into the B tier for me. Same thing for Death Gun. He has potential to deal crazy damage, but it's pretty easy to miss most of his attacks. Maybe it's just a skill issue on my part. Luca goes into C purely because of how hard she is to control. Eugeo is probably the best character in the game when it comes to crowd control. His advanced skills coupled with his passive skill makes him really good at freezing enemies, and his ultimate is arguably the best in the game. Eugeo is an easy A tier.
I'm gonna get you, Austin Powers. It's frickin' freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
Quinella is an all-around solid character with good speed and combos and some really nice advanced skills. The only thing I don't like about her is her ultimate. The sword golem is absolutely useless most of the time. Quinella goes into the A tier.
What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at?
Obon is easily the worst character in the entire game. Not only is he slow as hell, he barely does any damage, and his defense is pretty much non-existent. A lot of people seem to like his advanced skills, and while they aren't terrible, a lot of the stuff he can do, other characters can also already do, which is better. I do find it pretty funny how his unique skill is literally a JoJo reference, but funny references aside, it's pretty useless. It barely even does anything, it just stays in place and shoots slower than molasses. I do like the fact that a lot of his attacks revolve around him being as far away from the fight as possible while the other characters do all the hard work, which falls perfectly in line with his character, but that doesn't make them good. I appreciate the developers openly mocking him and intentionally making him out to be as pathetic as possible, but that doesn't make me want to play as him. Like, yeah, it's funny how Hercule is the worst character in every Dragon Ball game. That doesn't mean he's good. I also hate his ultimate. It gives me PTSD flashbacks to the worst scene in the entire series. Oberon goes into the F tier.
I'm gonna come find you.
Leafa is all around pretty solid, but when compared to the rest of the roster outside of her class, I feel like she's lacking pretty badly with her combos. Leafa goes into the B tier. Silica has some pretty amazing combos, and her dash is really good. Plus, she also has Pina helping her by flying into nearby enemies. But as fun as she is, I just feel like the other characters have more to offer. Silica is a solid B tier character. Yuna is really good when it comes to dealing damage, and she's amazing when it comes to buffing your party, but there is a learning curve to playing as her, so if you're a first time player, you are not gonna have a fun time. Yuna goes into the B tier. And then finally we have Yui. Yui is amazing if you have the right build for her, but I'm not basing this off of builds, I'm basing this off of base stats. Like Yuna, she also has a learning curve, but Yuna just deals way more damage and it's way easier to use her for buffing your party. So you're more likely to get more value out of playing a Yuna than you would playing Yui. Yui goes into the C tier. And there you have it, that is the tier list for the full SAO Fractured Daydream roster. Now once again guys, I do apologize for this video being a lot shorter and a lot more scuffed than my last video, which was already pretty scuffed to begin with. But I am working with very limited resources and I do have real life responsibilities I need to take care of. But what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video be sure to hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel so you stay updated when new videos drop. Hope you all have a blessed day, and I hope you have a very happy and very safe new year, and I'll see you all next time. Stay safe and take care.